wish anyone to cross my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous. If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill.
Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds. The ceaseless rains that satiate the verdant landscape of Fodlan are accompanied by fierce winds and mighty roars of thunder. This abundance of rain, sparkling as it falls against beams of emerging sunlight, is a constant reminder to the people of Fodlan that nature is ever wild and unpredictable.
All right.
When the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way to a glorious rainbow.
That's our sign that God won't flood the world again. I remember that one, but where's the Ark? Oh, there it is. Found it. Found the Ark, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem 3 Houses. We are the Golden Lions. No, we are the Golden Stag. I know what house I represent. So, yes, I have figured out that indicates what's going to happen with the times 2. Why am I attacking Pompous Noble Boy? I'm a jerk. That was probably taken from the mock battle. It's an odd. Why would they pick that in the tutorial icon? Seems rude. There are new places to explore in the monastery. Of course there are. And 3,000 golds. What, 3,000?
I have a new mission for you, Professor.
All right, I will take it.
I would like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
That seems like a very boring mission compared to what we've been going through.
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, the Lance of Ruin.
Oh, does that mean I can give Leone a hero's relic of her own?
Their leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier.
Interesting. Okay, so they stole from a disowned son of House Gautier, stole the hero's relic because he was disowned. Makes sense. Why are we getting involved? Yeah, why must the church get involved in this? That seems like a...
This skirmish involves a holy relic, and is therefore more than a single noble is capable of resolving.
I guess that makes sense. If there's only a couple of these, you need to keep up with where they are.
The hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force.
So this confuses me slightly, because this whole game, Zenith has been acting like I'm just some stranger that showed up and shouldn't be given any real responsibility. And now all of a sudden he's completely on board with, oh yeah, hero's relic. Just send this guy we barely know out to have 2 hero's relics. Totally trustworthy. And I realize when I say that some people might be like, didn't you give him shit for like not trusting you before, and now you're giving him shit because he's trusting you? But it seems like a big reversal of his position. What I'm hoping happened is that the Archbishop Rhea brought up her plan, and he talked about it when I wasn't in earshot, which is what he should have done from the start. My issue with him the whole time is that he was being a jerk directly to my face. And I'm just like, yeah, if you're acting like an asshole to me, I'm going to act like an asshole to you.
Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seiros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church. So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator, which is more than capable of opposing any relic.
Alright, that makes sense. Although I do intend not to use the Sword of the Creator until, like, towards the very, very end of the game. I'm going to use it as rarely as possible.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear.
Man, I'm not even going to use it unless I'm going to win. Just watch me.
However, to ensure that no harm comes to the students, we will also send the monastery's most skilled...
Ooh, does that mean I can actually recruit the knights? Because I totally want the goth-looking knight lady.
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword.
See, this is exactly the attitude that gets under my skin. You don't must remind me of that. Like, seriously, here's the thing. If I had done anything that, you know, was improper, then this would make sense. But why does he continuously feel like he has to patronize me and tell me what to do, despite the fact I've been a model person so far? It's just, it reminds me when I go to work and, you know, my boss is just like, hey, don't forget that on the 5th, the monthly reports are due. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Just like every other month, I've only been doing this 11 years. You don't have to tell me how to do my fucking job. Sedith. And I get they might be. Here's the other problem. If you could, have like responses like flirting with your classes and doing stuff like that might be inappropriate, then they could have a trigger where this stuff would come up. But where is it coming from in this playthrough? Like I've intentionally not done any of that. And I feel it just frustrates me when they still have Sedith act like this. So my only real response is that Sedith is an asshole. Like, I'm sorry.
Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
Oh, did you find something else out about my crest?
Hey, Teach. I gotta say, I never would have guessed you were a descendant of the King of Liberation.
I'm kind of surprised myself. I actually want to give the sword of creation to my finger quotes dad and see if he can use it. Because actually, I guess because the crest sigil isn't in there, even if he can't, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Because they said it shouldn't work regardless. It just means that, and they do say the crest sometimes skip generations. So never mind.
You didn't forget, did you? That story I told you about a relic that could cut a mountain in half?
Yeah, but was that the sword of creation? I don't think you named it. You said there was a relic like that.
That relic was the sword of the Creator. The very same used by Nemesis, the King of Liberation.
I would still prefer to be the King of Libation. Like, I hate this. I like this game. I like this game a lot. But things like this are the things that piss me off. And I'm overstating it. I'm not actually mad. But I'm just like, what are you talking about? Well, no, I paid attention to him. I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. I'm not a descendant. Well, yeah, I am, because crests go in genetic lines, and I can use the sword. So neither of these makes sense, and but I have to pick one of them. I'll pick that one.
Don't be coy, Teach. The sword of the Creator could only be wielded by Nemesis. If you can use it too, that can only mean you have that bloodline's crest.
Exactly. I already know that. But again, it would not allow me to pick something else.
Fine. Keep your secrets. But just so you know, I don't understand isn't gonna cut it here at the monastery.
I know it isn't. The game is forcing me to be stupid.
Speaking of, Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. He probably wants to examine your crest with those crazy instruments of his. Actually, sounds amusing. Maybe I'll tag along.
If it isn't my little Claude, what has you so worked up?
Interesting. Is this your mom? I'm guessing it is based on her color scheme.
Judith? What are you doing
Okay,
here?
maybe his sister, because you're not gonna call your mom Judith.
That's Lady Judith to you, boy. I told you, until you're in charge, I expect you to address me with all due respect. Anyway, I'm here to retrieve you. Duke Regan's condition has taken a turn for the worse.
Ah, Claude, you're gonna leave the class?
Are you saying the old man's on his deathbed?
No, it's not that bad. But in the state he's in, he won't be able to participate in the next roundtable conference. He wants you to go in his stead. I volunteered to play the messenger.
Wow, thanks for that. Oh, and Teach, this is Judith, also known as the hero of House Dameol.
Oh, hey. Nice to meet another hero.
So you're little Claude's teacher, are you? How much trouble has he been giving you?
You know what? He's okay. I had a choice of houses, and he was the only one that was genuine. Everyone else looked like they were playing the role that was given to them, but he's just Claude.
If her nickname didn't give it away, you should know that Judith, Lady Judith, is the leader of the famous House Dameol of the Leicester Alliance.
Well, I did kind of put that together. Thank you.
She used to be a big deal at the roundtable conferences, but it seems of late she's been reduced to a mere...
You had better shut that mouth before I put my boot in it, you tactless nuisance. Now come on, let's get going. Sorry, Professor, but I need to borrow the boy for a bit.
I suppose we'll have to finish our chat later. Sorry, Teach. But don't you worry, I'll be back in time for our next mission. All right, Judith, let's get going.
So any of the optional missions I take
It's
this month,
lady...
I won't.
I suppose you are the active leader for the time being. Fair enough, boy. Fair enough.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately.
I actually didn't come. The game forced me here.
Specifically, that you are able to awaken the sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered.
And that does explain why he had never seen his crest before, because it was thought to be basically extinct after Nemesis' demise.
I had, of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole.
Is that unusual? I would think that would be like one of the first things you'd think of if that's a thing that could happen.
In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments.
I'm not sure that actually makes sense. You know, the minor crests that don't have a lot of power are much easier to detect, but the ones that are overflowing with power are subtle. Like, what? What?
After this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain. The crest my conclusions led me to was far too unusual. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation.
Yeah, if I were him, I probably would have just thought it was a new crest that hadn't been encountered before, not it was this, like, ancient, forgotten crest.
The crest of flames. That is what you possess.
The crest of flames.
Your ability to wield the sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis. A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial, and now resurrected. There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's who that is. Whoops. Interesting. Why didn't I do anything on the third? Now, allies who can take intermediate exams. Take a look at the certification to review what they can take. Okay, so first of all. So I still have access to him at least. Alright, so Lawrence. I can make him a soldier. I do actually think soldier is a better choice for him. Because he has just been really crap with magic. Alright, good deal.
Was there an...
And then I can become intermediate. So mercenary. Strong and speedy mercenary gets the job done. Swordsmanship. What is the 93 versus the 95? So I can become either of them. Axe and heavy armor, lance and riding, axe, bow, brawler, mage, dark mage, priest. I'm definitely going mercenary with him. Thief is... Like, that's the problem. He's the only swordsman I've got. But I do not see him as a thief. It doesn't make sense, so I'm definitely going with...
A new path to tread.
Okay. And then no one else is level 10 just yet. So, also, I am going to need... So I can only buy 3 intermediate seals. I still am going to go in and hit them now. And let's see, Steel Lance, you're still good. You're still very good. You two don't need anything. Okay, so I've got an iron sword, a steel sword I haven't touched yet, What is a secret book anyway? Alright, and you're still okay. Get that iron axe out of there. Yeah, go ahead and get you another bow. For when I use that one up. Alright, and we will go ahead and explore this initial time. Because why not?
A stone? A stone. I do not understand. Yet, as I think of it, the pounding in my chest grows faster still.
What stone are we talking about?
But is that me? Or is it you?
Or do you mean the one that was in the hilt of the Sword of Creation? Weekly announcements, none. I have not actually looked at those. So this is interesting, because Geralt also... That may explain why there was a massive fire that Geralt was assumed to have died in, and then he didn't actually die. Because if he actually is my blood father, which he may not be, like, it's entirely possible that he's not actually my blood father. But if he is... then that would certainly explain. Alright, awesome. Unfortunately, I didn't actually... I wish I'd gained a thing from that. I'm up to 4 things, but because I got this during this exploration, then it doesn't actually count. But anyway, what I was actually saying is that if he is my blood father, and there was that whole thing about A, he didn't really age, and B, there was a fire that everyone thought he died in, and then he came out perfectly fine. If he does have the Crest of Flames, that would make a lot of sense. We'll go check the training grounds right quick.
The Western Church. The Central Church. They believe in the same goddess, but oppose one another.
Is there an Eastern Church?
Fodlan is a complicated place.
So Jadu is not willing to entertain the idea.
That the kingdom's unrest did not stop with Lord Lonato.
Well, it'd be a pretty boring game if it did.
Professor, the hero's relics are incredibly powerful. Please, be on your guard.
Okay, now, get in there and make us proud, Leone. Because for lances, you are golden. Oh, good, we actually get real opponents here. Oh, Leone can take damage. How the hell did she... I don't understand. She was completely dominating.
Mercedes. Her face looks familiar.
That's so dumb that it doesn't actually matter who's winning. It matters if you beat them in a certain amount of time. She had a C rank in lances. Dumb. I am not connected to online.
So, you have a crest too, eh, Professor? Does that mean you're descended from nobility? You've certainly got the look for it.
If you say so.
I sure do wish there were more nobles like you, Professor.
You should hang out with our house.
A teacher, a mercenary, and so very mysterious. How could a girl ever get enough?
Now I feel a little bit bad about inviting you to my house. But I'm still doing
I
it.
do find you very...
Ka and authority. Okay, so she's close. Because I have a lot of authority.
Hello.
Hey, Professor. Don't you think everyone's making too big a fuss over these crests, or heroes' relics, or whatever they're called? How important can that stuff really be?
I do agree. I've definitely run into big guy, and it's just like, okay, well, they all dying around.
Personally, I don't even care that I don't have a crest. I'll take muscles over crests any day. Heck, I'll take muscles over a hot meal. Actually...
Interesting. Is there a way I could easily find out? Like what their... Oh, what am I trying to say? I don't think there is. I want to find out what their motivation is at. Because that'd be why I would invite them to tea. Claude is so busy.
Hey.
So do I invite multiple people to tea or is it a one-on-one? I assume it's multiple people. Well, someone who's picky about their bedding? Interesting. Why am I picking up people's bed stuff? Okay, so Ash, Mercedes, and Manuela would all like this. These guys don't care. But again, can I find... Is there... I can't really do this without knowing what their motivation is like. Because the whole point of doing that is to get their motivation up. But if they're already at max motivation, then why would I do it? I wouldn't. That is the answer.
It seems that our next mission is another bandit hunt. This time I've heard that their leader is the son of a noble family.
As opposed to the leader of a noble family.
What a complete disgrace to the nobility.
I mean, this was at least a disowned one.
I have a request. Hail, Professor.
Hi, Gilbert.
I may introduce myself. I am Gilbert. My life has been spent as a dedicated knight. I am to accompany you on your assignment.
Well, welcome to you.
I may have slowed a step in recent years, but I pledge to you the full extent of my abilities. I beg your pardon, but such is my nature.
So you can train me on lances, on axes, on heavy armor, or on horsemanship.
Professor, please leave Sylvain alone for the time being.
Why? And who's Sylvain?
The thing is, the bandit's leader who stole the relic is Sylvain's disinherited older brother.
Oh, well, Ingrid, I'm sorry. I'm going to ask him to accompany me.
Hi, Professor. Did you need something? I've actually got plans.
Dex and flying. Yeah, so it does look like... And over time, I think that... You're an awful guard. I disagree.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Oh, come to think of it, last month there was something to report, wasn't there? Thanks to you, I hear that everything was resolved.
You know it.
I never realized that bandits had entered. I'm not a great guard after all, am I? I hope you will forgive me one day.
I mean, like, they got past everyone, except for me.
No.
Would you help me out? Knew I could count on you.
That was easy.
Hey there. Come back. Hey there. Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go.
Alright, so I don't need backups anymore.
Is this it? There you go.
So now we can just basically run around with one of each. That way, you know, because sometimes the one that's weaker will actually get
There you go.
more attacks.
Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go. Is this it?
How much does this cost me? I'm not even looking.
There you go. Is this it? There you go. Is this it? There you go.
I have a feeling, having just looked at this, that it's actually...
Is this it?
No,
There you
maybe.
go.
I'm like, is it charging me per point
Come
that's
back
being
anytime.
repaired? Or is it the same cost, so I should actually wait until one breaks before I repair it? Alright, found all sorts of stuff. One thing I have not found is people. Like, the actual students that I'm, in theory, looking for, I suck at finding. Here's Flane. Hello, Flane.
Why is that fish so still? Wait, is it swimming sideways?
That is a very talented fish that's also dying.
Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful fate of being plucked from the water and eaten.
But there are a lot of cats around here.
Ah, Professor, you are so outgoing with all of the students. I would like to have more opportunities to connect with you, though I'm certain my brother would disapprove.
Why does he dislike me so much? Is it just because I'm a commoner?
Might you help me with a favor?
Lots of fish out today. Alright, so we'll come back in here. First of all, harvest what I got last time. And plant, and this time, we'll go ahead and get Western Fodlan. And you.
It's awful. Just awful what happened with the rite of rebirth. The infirmary. Well, it was a mess. Things are finally calm again. And so I've come here to unwind.
I'm glad you have something to say other than, oh, my dating life is a disaster.
Let me tell you, I put all of my knowledge to use keeping those kids alive.
Wait, what kids? Like, none of our... I guess some of them were injured.
Still, the truth of it is that when someone faces death for the first time, well, they figure out who they are. They learn if they can do it again. We can't lose them, Professor. Not to battle or to cowardice. If you can keep them going, then I will too.
Thank you. It's good to have an ally. So you can teach me swordsmanship. Surprising. Okay. Wait, was that what I needed? So, Raphael, Marianne, and Hilda are the ones with nothing. Ignatz, Lorenz, and Leone are at max. Claude is at half. And she is... But I need to get these guys energized. Marianne, Hilda, and Raphael. So I definitely can invite them for food. And then, because basically what I want to do is each month I have 3. I have 4 now, but each month I have 3. One of them we spent on improving myself. One of them we spent on getting my students together. I'm still mad about Leone's performance in the Lance. Like, I really feel like she should have done way better than that. It's an ongoing source of frustration, and I'm sorry if I'm whiny about it, but there's no real reason that I can think of to have it set up that way. Oh, Edelgard will like it. Okay, so I need Raphael, and I need Hilda or our archer boy. I was going to see if any of them are two of them. Okay, this one is two of them. So I'll invite Raphael, and I'll invite Hilda.
This is delicious! My absolute favorite!
Glad you like it.
Yummy! Who made this? I'll have to give my compliments to the chef.
Excellent. Alright, so now... So I need to... First of all, let's go down here. There's another quest in this area. So we'll just go ahead. I think I've been around most everywhere at this point. But I do want to pick up these quests. I apparently missed one.
Welcome. Please come again.
Oh, yep, I missed over here.
I could use your help.
That's overridden my trade route. Please, can you fill them out so the merchants can reach the monastery? If you battle complete certain quests, use the battle option on your day off. Interesting, though. You have not run into that before. So are the... Okay, the ones that are... blue I've already done, and the ones that are yellowish I haven't? Is that what I'm understanding? Because I've never really used the map for this before. No. I've talked to you before. You're blue. Okay, the ones that are blue are from my house. That's interesting. Okay, I guess... Okay, it's the... I think it's the dot indicates there's a conversation I haven't seen yet. Because I do actually... I think it's really important to understand the characters to talk to pretty much everyone.
I'm not secretly eating cake. Okay. What's Bernie doing right now?
Running for president.
Oh, fine. You got me. Keep it a secret, all right?
No one cares if you're eating cake.
Sorry, I'm trying.
Strength and bow. Let's see, do you have anything... Telling jokes, pretty fashion, feels deeply repentant. Often finds themselves in fights, picky about their betting.
Why did you think
I don't know. I don't know anything about you. You could fix that. Okay, I've talked to Flane. Edelgard and Hubert I haven't gotten yet.
Maybe.
I have a request.
Hello there.
So they must be on this side of it.
Hello?
Yep.
For a hero's relic to be stolen, it's unheard of.
Really? I figured that they would be the most likely things to be stolen.
And just last month, the sword of the Creator was almost stolen too.
Also quite unheard of. What impudence.
The coffin of Saros in the Holy Mausoleum should have held her remains.
Yep, that is... I'm sure that bothers a lot of people.
Instead, they say it held the sword of the Creator. What could it mean? Oh, Professor. Well,
Well, you're going to be waiting for a while. I can't see myself getting heavy armored up. What's down here, actually? Like, I was like, oh, there's no... Okay, this is just a passageway, it looks like. Okay. I just had not... I didn't remember that part of the monastery. And I know they said there were new areas available. So I wanted to at least see them, but it's apparently not that area.
Some people are unhappy because they don't have the crest they want.
You can't put yourself... That's like being unhappy because you're not a, you know, Gemini or not a Scorpio or whatever.
And some are unhappy because they have a crest they never asked for.
I didn't ask for this. Are you deeply repentant?
Yes, this is mine. Thank you for returning it.
And Tomas.
The head of the Western Church holds the title of bishop. That's not as distinguished as an archbishop, such as Lady Rhea, but it still comes with a fair amount of authority.
I'm surprised he hasn't changed his title to Archbishop, I mean, especially if they're feuding.
If someone in that position plotted an assassination, I cannot help but think it must have been instigated by some outside force.
It kind of reminds me of when there was an Eastern and Western Roman Empire and they both declared themselves emperors.
There are bishops in the Eastern Church as well, but to speak frankly, they do not have much impact.
Of course not.
They are under the influence of both the Archbishop and the Leicester Alliance, so their ability to voice grievances is quite limited.
Poor guys.
Oh, that man I walked past earlier. That wasn't Lord Rodrigue, was it?
I have no idea.
House Fraldarius is a powerful noble family, linked to the founding of Fargus. Lord Rodrigue, its current leader, is a magnificent warrior.
Oh.
He's known as the Shield of Fargus.
Sounds like someone I want to get to know.
A dozen or so years ago, during the northern campaign in Strang, he performed splendidly as the king's right hand. Come to think of it, wasn't there someone from House Fraldarius amongst this year's students?
Oh, this must be who they're talking about.
I am Rodrigue Achille Fraldarius. I bear the great honor of serving as a lord in the kingdom of Fargus.
Okay, then apparently... Yes!
I have come in Margrave Gautier's stead to retrieve their stolen relic. However, as I hear it, a group of students is to attend to this matter. I sincerely hope no harm comes to any of them.
We'll have to make sure of that.
You acquitted yourself honorably last month.
Acquitted? That's an interesting choice of words.
To think they'd go into the Holy Mausoleum and assault the Goddess Tower.
Oh, they did both.
I cannot imagine the Western Church was acting on its own. Someone must have been helping them. As for the masked knight who escaped, his days are numbered. I hope we find him soon, so I can kill him myself.
And you can train me in swordsmanship or fisticuffs. Another bulletin board. Okay. And Sylvain, good, I was waiting to catch him.
I can't believe my own brother is the leader of the bandits. House Gautier is my true home. And his. Please, Professor. He really is one of the worst people I've ever known. But we share the same blood. We're still family.
Yeah. What's up, Professor? Hey, I got a girl.
Con reason. Okay. So I wonder how, because the real question will be if I find someone that would need, that likes swords, because that's where Veroth's skill is. And again, I have to assume, perhaps incorrectly, that it's all about Veroth, not all about like people in the house have this, because they're looking to learn from me.
I'm gonna keep training until I can beat you.
Bring it on.
Hey, Professor. Here to cause some trouble? No? Well, whatever then.
Strength and brawl. Okay, guys, my brawl sucks. And here's Petra.
I have never had goings to the kingdom's north. I hear the people of north are cold and have much loneliness. Professor, I hear you have worked as a mercenary in the kingdom. Did you find joy in this?
It's a job.
You cannot remember? Is that having possibility? I have amazement. Training has given me great busyness right now, but you have given me intrigue.
Dex and writing. Yep, I don't have a lot of either of those. Awesome. Head over here, talk to these people.
You and your class were at that fight in the Holy Mausoleum, right? I sincerely hope the holy artifacts are unscathed.
Well, one of them got relocated.
I admit I wish I could have been there to see it all, even if it does make me queasy. But I was there too early. I'd gone first thing in the morning. At noon, one of the monks chased me out, saying I'd been there too long. Who were they to decide when I've been
I mean, they are the monks. It is kind of their call.
Huh? However, I still have a...
Magic and reason. Okay.
Professor, if you're heading to the kingdom, I would recommend taking a coat. It's chilly, even at this time of year.
Well, I almost want to bring her along, but obviously Ferdinand's the
It
right
also
decision.
rains a fair bit. Don't get caught out there without protection, or you're sure to catch a cold. Huh? You think I would be a good fit for your class? I'm not sure. There's...
Magic and faith. Okay.
Is it true that Lady Rhea entrusted the sword of the creator?
It sure
to
is.
you? I can hardly even fathom you being capable of wielding something of such power. Just who are you anyway?
I'm your teacher. No, the last one's for me. Oh, Final Fantasy Fights is probably,
School life would be peaceful and quiet, with a sprinkle of drama to keep things interesting. But since you arrived, it's been one thing after another. Is that just a coincidence, I wonder? What do you mean? I don't like the way you said that. Stop trying to spook me.
why not? Now, you might be the ones particular about fashion.
Oh, you found it! Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart.
That reminds me, the Leicester Alliance is governed through roundtable conferences between the
So
five
that's
most
why
prominent
Claude had to
allied
go back.
dukes, the 5 Great Lords. First and foremost is Duke Regan, the Alliance's leader. Joining him are the heads of House Goneril, House Gloucester, and House Ordelia. Lastly, there is the newest addition, Margrave Edmund. These 5 each have voting power in the conferences. Before House Edmund, it was House Daphne that was counted amongst the 5. However, it is said that the head of that family relinquished their vote to House Edmund, which had only recently risen to
Peacefully? That's
significance.
surprising. Okay. What just happened? Okay, it took a long time to load. I was like, what did I just agree to?
Right.
Yes. There's just a drawing of what looks like a broken vase. I actually thought that was Casper.
Okay. I've had a chance to spar with Gilbert of the Knights of Seros before.
Well, whoop-de-frickin' do for you.
I couldn't get a single strike in. If that man is accompanying you on your assignment, you can rest assured that no harm will come to you. To be honest, he kind of reminds me of someone. But no, it must be my imagination.
Depends on who he reminds you of. Like, you can't just say, he reminds me of somebody I'm not going to go into detail about. What?
Right.
You guys have it bad in your own way. But believe me when I say, we've got it bad too. With all that happened last month, a great many knights were dispatched to the Western Church. And now we must set out for the Eastern Church, located in the
Wow, there is an
far
Eastern
east
Church,
of the
okay.
Leicester Alliance. If I must die in Alliance territory, I wish it wasn't in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. I'd much rather go on a sightseeing trip to Deirdre. Oh, you don't know? Deirdre is House Regan's domain. It's called the Aquatic Capital.
Alright, interesting. But I'm really here in order to do a quest. Hello, Ash.
So the whole plan to attack the monastery was some plot devised by the Western Church?
Sure was.
That means they used Lenato. What right do they have to drag a good man like him into their schemes? Huh? I'm really frightened.
Ka and Lance. Well, I've got command, not so much Lance. Why does nobody like swords?
You have helped me so much.
Hooray! Now I've unlocked it?
Need something?
So, St. Cerulean, axe, sword, and bow. Feels like I should...
This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one?
So if I spend 1,000 on each of them...
You're all set.
What is class experience?
This one? You're all set. This one?
So I want to kind of
You're all
evenly
set. This
spread it
one?
out around different people. Yes, I'm
You're
spending
all
almost
set.
all of my gold.
This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. This one?
Again, is this experience
all
in
set.
these plus 5%, or I don't quite know how that works.
This one? You're all set. This one? This one? You're all set. This one? You're all set. See you again soon.
But if that works, like, then everyone's getting 20% extra experience. I doubt that's how it works, though. But they don't really explain it very well. Mercedes?
Isn't it strange? Saint Seros's body was missing from her coffin, but they found a sword in its place. Do you think she moved from her coffin and left the sword behind? Oh, I'm already...
Okay. So there we have Claude. Oh, Claude is still here. Surprising. Where is... What's her name? Huh. Apparently the other knight isn't around anymore. That's sad. She's the one I won't say the one I care about, but the one I'm most interested in recruiting. So I want to know what she needs. And also the one I want to train me. That way we can be, master and pupil, and we'll get to know each other, and eventually we'll be there for too long, and it'll get late. And...
Think of it. The sword of a creator, belonging to the ancient king Nemesis. You have to master it as soon as you can. I can't wait to face off against such a legendary...
I'm not using it for fencing.
Join me for some training sometime. I might like to become...
Speed and sword. Okay, I'm surprised. I really felt like it's the sword, because I'm pretty good at swordsmanship, I feel like. So right now I am... Where does it say? I've sword prowess level 2, but where's my actual skills? So yeah, C rank in sword. And then my speed's only 12, that might be why. Not much I can really do about that one though. Excuse me.
I heard about the things you did. I'm so glad Lady Rhea is safe.
You know
I
it.
figure you're a great person after all, Professor.
Thank you.
I learned all sorts of things, so I can do as much as possible for Lady Rhea. Cleaning, chopping wood, making feed. Oh, and I'm learning the bow and arrow from Shamir. I'm happy to help you out with anything you need done for your class.
Okay, there we go.
You betcha. I'm your guy, Professor. Since, you know, you can't exactly add me to your class or anything.
I think I just did.
Oof. This wasn't the first time I've taken part in an Alliance Roundtable conference.
Oh, it was here. You didn't have to leave.
There's not enough cooperation in that group, especially from Lawrence's father. But at least my grandfather was surprisingly alert. Judging by that, I'd say he's got at least 5 more years in him.
Good to hear. Assuming you get along with him. And lastly, over to... Well, I shouldn't say lastly, because this is the main quest, isn't it? Haha!
Professor. Gerald was looking for you.
Okay.
It seems he has gone off somewhere. If he is not in his room, then surely someone has seen him. Ask around. I have something to ask of you.
Taking more missions time is a good way to keep your training.
I have something to ask of you.
Alright, and then you...
You must be rather bewildered by the power that was hidden within.
Yeah, kinda.
However, know that I believe in you. I have no doubt that you will use that power justly.
You barely know me, lady.
You will most certainly fulfill the grand destiny that the goddess has seen fit to grant you.
So let's see, you can train me in swordsmanship? Interesting. And I'm also... Oh, because... Okay, that's cool. What about you, Seti?
Professor. It seems if he is not...
So you can also train me in swordsmanship. I wish I knew, like... So this is also 31. I don't think that changed. You can also do lance. You can do... Is that... No, there's still other people here. There's Leone.
Well... Oh, Professor, are you looking for Captain Gerald? I just saw him in the Knight's Hall a little while ago.
Thank you.
He was talking with a female knight, but I didn't get a good look at who she was.
Oh my! The Crest of Flames?
He's still talking about that. It's been like 3 days.
The actual Crest of Flames! No, that is quite enough. I should compose myself. I must remain objective in my...
Well, now it's working.
Hi. Don't you think Professor Hanneman's been acting a bit strange?
Well, he's super excited. He found a legendary crest.
Maybe he's made some kind of big discovery.
He did. Okay, I think that's it. So Catherine has something new to say. Probably about Geralt.
Oh, Gerald? He said something about visiting a grave.
Interesting.
There's a graveyard attached to the monastery, so you'll probably find him there. I can't remember where the graveyard is, but I bet Sedith knows.
Are you kidding me? 31. I really thought she would be able to train me better. Mo better. You know what? I do want... So here's what here's my pondering at the moment. Obviously, I need to be a swordsman, but I'm an instructor, so I need to be able to instruct my kiddos on, you know, a lot of different things. So, yeah, let's go ahead and learn how to brawl. I do find it hilarious that it'll let you, like, finish before you do the main story quest. Like, I completely missed that last time because people were like, you didn't do it. And I'm like, I thought I did. Talk to everybody. I got all the stuff.
Go back. Ah, the graveyard. Of course I know it. It can be a little hard to find. Would you like me to show you where it is?
Please.
Very well.
Okay, so I apparently can't go straight to the graveyard. Which is interesting. I wonder if there's people hiding over there that I did not know existed. Oh, Casper.
I'm gonna keep tricking.
Are you the person that...
Yeah, that's definitely mine. You really saved me with this. I owe you one, Professor.
Okay.
It's a burb. So this must be the new area that... Well, no, not really. Yeah, I don't think I can come down here before.
Hey, I wanted to ask you to join me, but I couldn't find you. So, here I am. I was thinking we should visit your mother. She's resting beneath this humble grave.
Oh.
Hmm? Oh. Of course you would ask that. I wouldn't know where to begin.
Was she a knight as well? Were you her instructor?
I suppose I haven't talked much about her. She was gentle and smart. Oh, so smart. A wonderful cook. Always kind to everyone. And she loved flowers. Whenever I brought her back an unusual flower, her face would light up.
Interesting.
I cherish those memories. I can't count how many times she made me happy just by smiling. And she smiled the most when she was pregnant with you. She died right after you were born. She wasn't able to spend much time with you.
Oh.
But she loved you with all her heart. That's the truest thing I know. Never forget it.
I'll try not to.
This ring is the only keepsake I have of her. In time, it will be yours. One day, I hope you'll give this ring to someone you love, as well as I love her.
I'm sure I will. Okay, so interesting. The fact they would bring this up... Actually, that's not honest with you. I'm going to say that seems to be a precursor to the fact that there is some sort of, like, dating side to this game. And I kind of knew that about Fire Emblem, but I didn't know how deep it got. So he can train in lances. But only at plus 20. Because I got 31 on swords. Or is that because I knew more about it? No, he's just better at that. Okay. That makes sense.
Well done. You have my thanks.
Why is he giving me a reward for finding my dad? Interesting. Not suspicious at all. And she was 20, wow. She died heckin' young. There's a kitty in the graveyard! Okay, so the only two quests that are left both involve having to battle. So with that, I think we are finished. Next time, we will go battle, most likely. Ah. Darn it. I pressed the wrong button. I'm going to have to go a little bit further, a little bit longer. And Cyril's in here. Learning how to be in... No, you're not going to learn axe and bow. You can learn axe and... heavy armor. Axe and... authority. Let's see. Bow is what he's learning, but why would I... It doesn't do me any good to have both axe and bow, does it? Like, unless it actually be a backup weapon, but I sure don't need more archers. So lance and riding, so she make axe, so same path as there. So my lance riders are you two. Here we go. So Lorenz, you definitely still need the most help.
That was adequate. I've come to under...
Alright, and then Raphael. Raphael is actually reasonably close to this. So that's awesome. So base 4 plus... Because I have high strength, I get to... Okay, cool, cool, cool.
It's starting to come together for... It's starting to come...
Dang it, I was hoping for a perfect.
That was pretty good.
We still made it, though.
I think I get it now.
Ignatz, Hilda. Alright, you're actually close to getting to C+.
I've really grown.
I'm not getting a lot of
Keep
perfects,
trying my
though.
best.
Bow prowess
It's
level
fun
3.
when you know what you're doing.
And lastly, you're level 8. So yeah, she needs a little less work, I think. 52. And 54. She only gains 4 out of heavy armor, though, because I don't know it very well. She'll gain 7 there.
That was... I think...
All right.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Of course. It's a fascinating lecture, but now my brain is fried. I'd like to change the pace to read. What would you recommend?
That's... Huh.
I figured you'd like go a lot for like yummy fish.
Professor.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Absolutely. Sure, we'll go talk to Raphael. Why not? What are you doing, sir?
Whew. Oh, Professor. Are you here to train? You should join me. Training is more important than worrying about me. Legs, back, chest, arms, abs. Gotta work them all, right? I just finished training, and I feel great. Check me out. Are my muscles bulging?
God, Raphael. It's hard to
Another day
tell.
of training, and my muscles are ready to burst. Bulging muscles means strength. I have to be strong if I want to be a proper knight. And I have to eat if I want to keep training. Time to feast. Ah, way to hit me where it hurts, Professor. I know I'll be in trouble if I don't train my brain, too. Anyone who can't get tactics can't be a proper knight. It's just, I'm no good at remembering that kind of stuff.
I like they make Raphael very genuine.
And training my brain instead of my body makes me sleepy. What if I start training twice as hard? Then I should only have to study half as much, right? You really think so? I can't let that happen. I guess I have no choice. I'll prove I can do it.
Go for it.
Wish me luck, Professor. For my training and for my studies.
Good job, sir.
I'm to work with Leone?
Absolutely.
What's wrong? Can't stomach being paired up with a commoner?
Not at all, but I am concerned about what you will make me do.
It's not
We
Hilda.
did well, didn't we? Lawrence did a great job.
It was just as I'd feared. Let us discuss it no further.
Oh, I got 1,000 gold. Awesome.
It's starting to make sense.
How's this gonna help?
Axe prowess level 3.
I'm getting the hang of it.
Sword breaker. Nice. All right. So the other question, the next question. So are these, because they look like they're both on Magdard Way. I'm going to go to clearing your way and see if that also gives me credit for taking my mission assignment as a good way to give your training. Have a battlefield to further hone your skills, because it looks like that one can be done with any of them. So I'm going to see if I can double dip. But that will, of course, be next time. Thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Where is... Save. And also, while we're here, we'll also dive into support, because we've got some supports. But we are over an hour already. We will not get to those today. See you in the next one, guys.